First thing you're gonna do is you're going to put 90% of your milk in your pot. Just estimate it. The other 10% you're going to use to make a slurry. What is a slurry? Milk and cornstarch. We can't just throw the cornstarch right in because then it'll lump. So we have to use the milk to help dissolve it. So I'm just gonna whisk this around. It should look like the consistency of heavy cream. So again, always using all of our senses. You should know what it looks like, not just your measurements. Like you know, hey, this doesn't look exactly right. Maybe I didn't use enough milk. But it should look about like the thickness of heavy cream. Okay, make sure that's all whisked in. That goes to the side. Your salt goes in with your milk. And your sugar. We're putting half of your sugar in with your milk. The other half is gonna go in your second bowl. Okay? I'm just estimating. You wanna measure 2 ounces and 2 ounces, that's cool with me. Yeah, just so I can dissolve the sugar so it doesn't burn. Now I'm going to bring this to a
boil.
Smoil. Halfway between a simmer and a boil.
Oh.
Okay. I'm using my long-handled rubber spatula, and I'm just stirring the sugar just to help dissolve it into the milk, just so that it doesn't burn. Sugar burns really easily. Fix it? Different?
And more tahini.
Wait, don't do that! Oh, really good.
Not bad for the first time ever making hummus.
This your first time?
I've never made hummus before.
Okay, so our next step. Right as this, don't ever walk away from your pot. When you have a dairy on heat, don't walk away, because the second you walk away, it's gonna bubble over. And then you just lost all of that. Yeah.
That happened to me.
Yeah, that happens all the time. I feel like you're not christened until that happens to you, you know? So we're gonna bring that to a simmer. As soon as that starts to come up, I'm gonna add my eggs to my sugar. I'm not adding my eggs to my sugar right away because sugar is something called hygroscopic, hygroscopic. It draws moisture out of things. So if I were to add my eggs to that right away, that sugar would start to draw out the moisture and it would burn my egg yolks. It doesn't draw moisture out of egg whites, just the yolks, because that's where the fat is. So it starts to pull that out, and then you're gonna have lumps of eggs in your pastry cream, and we don't strain this. So there's no like, hey, don't worry, we're gonna put it through chinois, so it's gonna save your ass. No, we don't do that, all right? So we don't add this until that starts to come up, because if it sits, it'll start to get all crusty and gross. So as soon as that starts to come up, I'm gonna add my eggs to my sugar. I'm gonna whisk that up, and then I'm gonna combine my slurry with my eggs and my sugar. That's gonna create something called a liaison. Have you used that in the kitchen?
Yeah.
What do you use it for? A liaison. For sauces, what does it do? You know it. Say it loud to the crowd. Thickens. It thickens your sauces and your soups. So this is gonna do the same thing. The liaison is my mixture of my eggs and my cornstarch. Okay? Now, this is a type of custard. So we use it in eclairs, we use it as a base for different creams. We can fold whipped cream into it and make something called diplomat cream. This is one of your basic sauces. Think of it in terms of like a mother sauce in the kitchen.
Okay.
Except it's a fake pastry instead. So this is under the category of custards. There are 3 different types of custards. Stirred, boiled, baked. Okay, so next week we will continue with the other types of custards. What type of custard do you think this is? Boiled, right? You have to boil your cornstarch for it to activate, for it to thicken. So because we have cornstarch in this, we're capable of boiling it. What would happen if I didn't have cornstarch and I just boiled my eggs? You would just be scrambling your eggs. So since we have cornstarch in here, we're capable of boiling. Now there's another type of custard that we're gonna do next week called, it's a stirred custard. called creme anglaise. Creme anglaise is like a vanilla sauce. So anytime you see like a plate of dessert and it's got like that white, sauce on the plate.
Also the thing that you do to make ice cream.
Yep, it's the base for ice cream too. So because that doesn't have cornstarch in it, we can't bring that to a boil because your eggs are just gonna curdle. So you can't bring it above 160. 160 is egg safe. If you go above 160, you're gonna 1/2 scrambled eggs and 2 glazed your product. Okay, so this is coming to a so I'm going to just whisk that up because all the cornstarch sinks to the bottom. So I'm just gonna give it a zhuzh. I'm going to combine my eggs into my sugar and I'm gonna scrape it all out. It all counts. It's like 5 grams in there. Grams is about the size of a paper clip. Pastry is all science, so we need all of it. It's a ratio. So it's the eggs and the this is eggs and sugar. So eggs and sugar first. Combine my cornstarch or my slurry into my sugar and eggs. This is the liaison. The liaison is what thickens it. Because I have cornstarch in here, I can boil my pastry cream. That's the ingredient that allows you to boil it.
Is that kind of why for creme brulee sometimes it tastes eggy?
Yeah, because it was overbaked. Okay, so I get that nice and whisked, nice and combined. If you don't do this correctly, you're going to end up with lumps in your pastry cream. Basically, that's the cornstarch that is kind of lumping in there, and then you're going to be gnawing on some gummy crap. All right. Make sure you whisk the sides so that everything is in there. So that came up to my smoil, and I'm going to temper. Temper means I'm gradually bringing up the temperature of this, because if I were to just dump this into there, it would scramble. So I need to slowly and gently raise the temperature of my eggs. I'm gonna do that with my hot mixture. So I'm gonna add about half, very slowly. If you wanna use a ladle, that's fine. I'm no wimp, so I'm just gonna pour. It's a slow, steady stream. About 1/2 to 3/4. Slowly bring that temperature up, and you should be able to smell those eggs cooking and smell the hot. That goes back on the heat. Now, this is the annoying part and the fun part. You're gonna get lots of muscle in here, all right? Jack it up, high heat. 400, I wanna see. 400, if you're not doing 400, you're cheating. I'm gonna whisk this pot while I pour my tempered mixture in. That's so that I don't lump. So I start to whisk. Scrape it all out. And you can see I don't have any of my yolks in here, aren't burned. If you combined your sugar and your eggs too early, you would see like yellow speckles in here. Now, we have to bring this to a what?
Boil.
A boil! We're bringing this to a boil. It's a boiled custard. You have to whisk constantly, and not just in the middle. I want you to get in there. You have to stand on your tippy toes like me, because you can't really. All right. This is a small mixture, so you really shouldn't have a hard time doing this. Your arm might get a little tired, but you just switch to your left hand. If you don't whisk constantly, it's going to get lumps in it and it's going to burn on the edges of the pot. So you want to make sure your whisk gets into every angle. Sometimes I move my pot to make sure that I'm getting into every angle. And then I put my whisk back in. You should be able to feel it start to get thick. This should look like the consistency of pudding, like vanilla pudding. Now, once I start to feel it thicken on the bottom, there's a lot of heat in here. That heat is going to carry over. So I start to feel it thicken, I take it off the heat, and I go to town on it. Because there's residual heat in here, it's going to keep cooking it as I'm whisking, so it's going to keep thickening. This is just something that I do to make sure that I have a nice, smooth cream. center, not just on the edge. That's how you know that your cornstarch is activated. All right, I want a full boil. Every once in a while, get your whisk in there just to make sure you're not burning. All right, I got bubbles. Turn you off. Now, if I were really mean, I would make you scrape out your pot and show me the bottom of it to make sure it's not burned. All right, so if you have some lumps, just get some elbow grease in there. Sometimes if you change your angle, sometimes I kind of hold it down here to get a little bit more leverage on it. And all the butter. The butter will help smooth out some lumps if you do have some in there, but you don't have to add the butter. The butter is going to decrease the shelf life. So a lot of bakeries will make like 4 gallons of pastry cream for prep. On like a Monday, most bakeries are closed on Mondays. 4 gallons, lay it on sheet pan after sheet pan after sheet pan, but they don't use butter. The reason they don't use butter is because they want to extend the shelf life. So they want to be able to use it in their pastries throughout like the week-ish. If you add butter, it cuts the shelf life by like 3 days. So I like the butter because I think that it rounds out the taste, it makes it nice and smooth, kind of velvety. It just gives it a better mouthfeel and a better flavor. Good flavor. Everyone makes fun of me that I don't eat anything except the boiled chicken. We put this in plastic wrap because, you know when you make like instant pudding, how it gets that skin on top when you leave it in the fridge? Yep. My sister loves the skin. We trade. She takes my skin, I take her custard home. But then you can't.
I like the skin.
So we put it in plastic wrap and lay the plastic wrap over it. I just cut out some of the air bubbles. Careful because this is hot, obviously. Okay. Then you don't have skin form.